Hi friends, welcome to biologyexamsforyou.com. We have crossed 100 days of war against COVID-19 disease. This is the time to salute the emergency staffs, including health workers, policemen, government officials, working round the clock to protect us. The most important lesson that we learned is social distancing is the only way and the most effective way to chase down this invisible enemy, SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 infection. That's why we are in complete lockdown globally. May Almighty protect us all and bless us with the strength to combat this disease. We will be discussing the scientific basis of social distancing, why we should stay at home to fight against COVID-19. This discussion is based on scientific data as on April 10, 2020. Let's begin with the most significant question. Why we are very much ignorant about this virus? Why we don't have an easy solution to combat COVID-19 infection? Let's begin. Think of the size of a virus. Viruses are 10 to 100 times smaller than a bacterium. So, in order to see a bacterium, we need a microscope. Think of a pinhead, approximately 1 millimeter to 2 millimeter in diameter. Thousands of bacteria can fit on the pinhead. Then think of virus. It is 10 to 100 times smaller than a bacterium. We need an electron microscope to see a virus. It is a highly sophisticated device compared to this simple compound microscope. And this is the image that is released by NIH. This is the image transmission electron microscope image of SARS-CoV-2 virus that is causing this COVID-19 infection. We are actually fighting against an invisible enemy. Therefore, it is not an easy deal. And this is a novel virus we are not encountered with. We need to learn step by step about the infection mechanism of this virus. We don't have any previous knowledge. Now the lesson we learned is the best method to combat this disease is social distancing. Let us see what is social distancing and how it works. Suppose this person is infected with SARS-CoV-2 virus. If he is quarantined, what happens? These are the possibilities. 80% will be developing mild symptoms, 15% of the infected have severe symptoms, 5% have critical infection, and the survival rate is 97%. If that person is quarantined, the chance of recovery is 97%. If that person is quarantined, it breaks the chain. The virus infects, it undergoes replication within 30 days. Our body has an amazing immune system that can combat this virus and that will clear out this virus completely from the body within 30 days. So it's our responsibility and obligation to be inside home once we have some symptoms so that we could prevent the spread of the virus to the next person. It breaks the chain. If the person is not quarantined, this person can infect another person. Now we know that this virus infects another person through respiratory droplets of infected person during coughing, sneezing, etc. or from infected surfaces. Now what happens next? According to the scientific data, each infected person can transmit the diseases approximately 2 to 2.5 other person. So this is what is happening. This infected person can infect other 2 person. Then that person can infect other 2. Then it becomes 4. Then it becomes 8 like that. There will be exponential rise in the spread of the disease. This is the case with 1-to-1 infection. It will increase like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 like that. Think about this situation. 1 or 2 infected person in a crowd or a public gathering. We cannot even count the numbers of the infected persons through these 2 persons. This happened in many cities around the globe. At that time, we were not that much aware of how this virus causes infection. Now, the lesson we learned specifically tells us that social distancing is the effective way to slow down this COVID-19 epidemic. Now there is no room for error. The battle is going on. And the greatest strategy is to stay at home and prevent the exposure to this COVID-19 virus. Now the second question, why this social distancing helps us in combating this disease? Why do some young people die of coronavirus? At the beginning, as per the reports, majority of mortality occurs among elders who are with some other diseases. They are having a higher chance of mortality due to COVID-19. Now many reports are coming, health workers, staffs who are very young are getting the virus and they lost their lives. Why do some young people die of coronavirus? The reason can be virus load. Here also comes the importance of social distancing. Suppose, let's take the same example. This is just for the sake of understanding. So this 100 viruses infected this person, then it is transmitted to the next person, it becomes 1000, then it replicates continuously, it becomes 10,000, 1 lakh, 1 billion, like that. So the viral load in the surroundings is increasing. We are more and more exposed to the virus as the number of virus or background virus has increased. Till now we don't have a specific mechanism to correlate the virus load with the severity of infection. The most probable reason for the death of young people can be correlated to the viral load. This is the simple logic. A person, suppose this person is infected with 100 viral particles. Immune system can combat easily. Think of another scenario. The same person is infected with 1000 viruses. Then the stress on the immune system is much higher. Now we know that as per the latest scientific data, the reason for mortality is cytokine storm and hyperimmune reaction towards this virus. So once the viral load is increasing inside the body, the body's immune system will react in such a manner that causes complete devastation of a system. That is called as hyperimmune activity. So it is our obligation and responsibility. Once we are having the disease, we will recover sooner or later. But it is our obligation not to spread the disease to the next person. Here comes the importance of lockdown and quarantine. This is what we know now as per the virologists and the immunologists all around the globe. We shall overcome. So it is crucial for us to limit all possible exposures to COVID-19. And if we are feeling unwell, we need to observe strict self-isolation measures to limit our chance of infecting others. Often one member in the family maybe should move out for essential businesses, like for buying essential grocery items, pharmaceuticals, like that. But make all precautions to avoid, to limit all possible exposures to COVID-19 virus. So please stay at home, stay healthy, stay safe, and save our loved ones. The best thing we can do now is to stay at home and stay healthy and stay blessed. This is Chazar Hanif. You are with Biology Exams for You channel. Thank you so much for your support.